Hi, Chae. Thank you so much for taking out the time to share your experience with other firm owners about the 8-week sales mastery course here at the Abundant Accountant. And I'd love it if you could share with others where your firm is at, where you're located, and what services you provide in your firm.
So I'm located in California,
Mhm.
and my services are currently accounting and payroll. I'm planning to offer tax once I pass the CPA exam.
Great, awesome. So, what were the biggest struggles or challenges that you had in your firm? Because I know you're just starting out, that you said, I want to do something different. I need to make sure I don't make X mistakes. Can you share what the biggest problems or challenges were before you met us?
Um, Biggest challenges what I saw with current CPA firm owners. They were always very busy, especially in tax season. They were very overwhelmed with all the work they have, and always on a catch up kind of mode. So
Yeah.
I wanted to not be in that situation when I start up with my firm.
Right. And so, what was that kind of turning point or moment that you said, I don't want to be like all these other firm owners that I know. I need to do something different. And then you found us and you decided to enroll in the 8-week sales mastery course and create yourself a sales process. Can you share a little bit about what your thoughts were when you decided to do something about it? Because you said, I don't want to be overwhelmed. I don't want to work that much. I want to do this the right way instead of all the other things that you saw that wasn't right for you.
The I guess the turning point was actually um, I wanted to escape working like that even at a corporate position. I left my corporate position recently, and just looking at current CPA firms kind of made me worry because they, in the same way, worked overtime, worked over the weekend, had very little time for like family, leisure. I love crafting and I can't do any of that because of work.
Right,
I have a bunch of expensive machines at home and just can't touch them because I'm working.
right.
So that kind of is where I decided to kind of look for help in this area because I'm pretty sure most accountants do not have that sales skills you need to obtain clients.
Yeah. And convert the leads that you get,
Yeah,
right? Like the
yeah.
sales is the conversion and how to enroll and how to price and all of that. So when you decided to contact us and, have a call, and then you decided to enroll in the 8-week sales mastery course, what were some of your biggest fears and objections before deciding to move forward?
I think the biggest fear was the fact that Michelle, you're doing it differently than everyone else. Meaning, I'm very used to the conventional CPA firm because I've worked in one. So just following the things that you taught us during the training was, I guess, the biggest fear because it was so new.
Right.
I kind of had an eye-opening moment because that's just not the way most CPAs think of doing their practice.
So,
So
knowing what you know now, what were you most terrified or scared of, or what was your objection before you even got to see what you learned? So, when you were on your initial phone call with us, what were you most scared or fearful of before you even decided to enroll in our 8-week sales mastery course?
um, the fear I think was investing in myself. A
Yeah,
lot of people don't teach you that. Like growing up, you don't hear like invest in yourself and it'll pay off like 10 times, you know. That was the most biggest fear during my onboarding call or before my onboarding call. And then another the big other fear was um I think most CPAs, like if there is a lead, even if it's like the tiniest lead you could possibly get, you wanna, um, you wanna try to grab it, but then that's not always wise because you're actually um investing in the wrong area. So it's just like learning how to invest in the correct space,
Yeah.
in both myself and for the firm.
Right. For your client base and for yourself on the education side. So, Shay, what would you tell yourself 90 days ago? What you know now? What would you tell younger Shay 90 days ago to another firm owner that might be in the corporate rat race? They're starting their firm on their own. They want to quit their job. Knowing what you know now, looking back, what do you wish you would have heard in one of these videos that you would want to tell your younger self today?
I think trust the process. Um, Michelle has a great training. There's a lot of learning there, a lot of like forced unlearning. You just have to trust the process and take one step at a time, like take one module at a time. Um, and as I think she will repeat it over and over again, but progress is better than perfection. I had a hard time with that. I actually would not start the homework if I didn't think I was gonna finish it like completely perfectly. But even if you do that, you're gonna get a bunch of red marks. So progress is better than perfection. Um, and it's a good, it's a well, it's a good investment for yourself, even if it wasn't a firm, just selling yourself, at, you know, getting a job, right? But it's definitely a good investment for your firm.
Awesome. And what have been your biggest lessons learned or biggest takeaways from a high level going through the 8 week sales mastery course that now you're going to implement in your firm moving forward since now you've quit your job and you're all in on this?
So the number one thing is to value myself. I think I really that was the best lesson I learned from this training is to value what I know, the value all the experience I got from the past like 10 years
Yeah.
of working in an accounting space,
Yep.
and don't let people step all over you because they need something from you is the I think the biggest thing I've learned.
Awesome.
Um, with that, make sure you're pricing yourself right for all the investments that you've put in yourself because I did not realize I invested so much into this career until I did one of those homeworks.
Yep.
So definitely those two are the biggest lessons that I learned in this class or in
Awesome.
this
So,
training.
so Shay, how do you feel now that you have a sales process? You've quit your job, you're all in on your firm, you aren't going to make the mistakes that a bunch of other accounting firm owners have made. Can you share a little bit how you feel now, moving forward in your firm?
I think the journey has become less daunting because a lot of the things we did in the training has prepared me to do all the steps in the sales process. It's
Hmm.
just a matter of or finding the right people to practice those things that I've
Now you get to
obtained from
focus
taking this.
on smart marketing, we call
Yes,
it.
yes.
Awesome. And can you share, Shay, your experience of doing this program without having a bunch of clients, with just starting your firm from scratch because you were so not wanting to make the mistakes that other firm owners have made? Can you share that experience with other firm owners that might think, well, I don't have any clients, so why should I do this? Why do I need a sales process? Can you share from your firm owner hat perspective, what had you enroll and do the 8 week sales mastery course just starting out?
Um, my thought was if I was like 3 years in or 5 year in as a firm, I would be so overwhelmed with all the work that I would not be able to improve any processes at that time. I would definitely have to cut clients in order for me to take this class. So I wanted that process to be way in the beginning, so I'm not making any mistakes. And I said, no wasting time, right?
Yeah.
Put valuable time in valuable space. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I was coming from.
I love it. Valuable time and valuable space. And doing in the beginning, I think is really
Yes.
smart. And I would say, a third of the
Mhm.
people we work with are like you who are brand new firm owners. So what would you tell a brand new firm owner? Someone might still be in their full-time job like you were, who is really serious about taking their firm to the next level and getting to quit their job. What would you tell that person right now?
I think the reason why I quit my job was because it gave me too much stability to step up to the plate and actually do things for the starting of the firm. If it was like a side hustle, it's kind of I'm in such a comfortable space, I'll just do it on my spare time.
Right.
Whereas this is me just, every Tuesday meeting with Michelle, every Friday turning in the homework, right? There's things I need to take care of um, to get cash flow. Um, so that's kind of the reason why I left, so that I can get that push, that motivation to get something,
You're too stable in your
working.
job getting your paycheck every couple weeks, huh?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. And it sounds like you got a lot of accountability from us and
Mhm.
making sure that, we reviewed all your homework and now you have a very legit sales process for your firm. Is there anything else, Shay, that you would love to share with another firm owner who might be just starting out like you or in a job and really wants to quit, but's terrified to quit because their firm is not creating the revenue that they're getting from their paycheck? Is there anything else you would like to share with a firm owner right now before we wrap up?
Um, I think that is the first step in creating the firm is to quit your job. So that, you're on your tippy toes trying to get things to work the way it should, which is why I sought out help for sales because I knew I needed it.
Yeah.
Um, and then the second, I guess, step would be to if you've entrusted yourself to a program, trust the program that you're in, which I did 100%. Um, and now I have a good foundation
Yeah.
to create something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah. Love it. Well, thank you, Shay, so much for taking out the time to share your experience of working with us here at the Abundant Accountant and in our 8-week sales mastery course and sharing it with other firm owners that this may help. Is there any other last words that you would like to say before we wrap up?
Um, just you're enough. You just need help in areas that, you know, um, that you might not have experience in. So the accounting is there. You just need help in, getting um, the sales process down.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Shay. It's been an honor
Thank
to
you.
see your growth, and I can't wait until you tell me you have lots of clients and they're
Yes,
all paying you a lot of money and you've exceeded what you were making in corporate.
sounds good. Thank you.